So what is tension pneumothorax? Tension pneumothorax is a type of pneumothorax in which intrapleural pressure remains positive throughout the respiratory cycle. During inspiration or expiration, pressure here is positive. Why tension pneumothorax develop? It occurs in those situations where the point of entry of air into pleural cavity acts as one-way valve. During inspiration, air escapes, but during expiration, it cannot exit. During inspiration, air enters into pleural cavity. During expiration, it cannot go out. Due to this reason, there is progressive accumulation of air, and this air develops pressure more above the atmospheric pressure. Is that right? This will forcefully compress the lung, and this compressed lung even will be pushed to the opposite side, and that may compress the mediastinum and lead to mediastinal shift to opposite side, and even opposite lung may be also partially collapse. It's a very dangerous, life-threatening situation, right? Because it can lead to two problems: collapse of the respiratory system and collapse of the vascular system, cardiovascular system. Cardiorespiratory collapse will occur. Why? Because when there's too much pressure on the lungs, can it do its ventilatory functions? No. Even other lung may be partly compressed also. So first of all, what will happen? That ventilatory failure leads to severe hypoxemia. It will lead to severe hypoxemia. Second problem will occur that when mediastinal shifting is occurring, there is kinking. Kinking means bend. Kinking and compression of mediastinal structure, especially cable system. If it is compressed and bent, can venous return come here? No. So what will happen? That venous return to the heart dramatically decreases, right? And naturally, if there's no blood coming to the heart, what will happen to cardiac output? Decrease. So what happens? Cardiovascular system collapses, right? Of course, when mediastinal shift is there, even trachea is also shifted. You are understanding it? Now in this person, the immediate step should be, the moment you suspect your patient is having dyspnea probably due to pneumothorax. What kind of pneumothorax? Tension pneumothorax. You should immediately do the decompression. Now, question is that in such patients we don't have time for investigation, and we have to diagnose the patient clinically. Now how we diagnose it clinically? I will tell you about the clinical features. And first of all, before that, let a few causes again. Remember, any type of pneumothorax can convert into tension pneumothorax. It means tension pneumothorax is really a complication of pneumothorax. It's a really very dangerous complication of pneumothorax, because pneumothorax is simply air or gas in the pleural cavity. But if this air or gas become under high pressure, then it is tension pneumothorax. So how would you diagnose this patient? Let's do methodically, step by step, right? Before I go for clinical feature, again a brief review. Once the air escape and entry point closes, what is this kind of pneumothorax? Closed pneumothorax. Entry point during inspiration and expiration in both part of the respiratory cycle remains open. What is this kind of pneumothorax? Open pneumothorax. And if entry point allows the air to enter with every inspiration but doesn't allow the air to escape out during expiration, what is this kind of pneumothorax? Tension pneumothorax. Any kind of pneumothorax can convert into tension type of pneumothorax, but especially you should think of some causes, especially in your mind. CPR sometimes end up into tension pneumothorax. Positive pressure, mechanical ventilation. Positive pressure, mechanical ventilation. Then trauma, chest trauma or and then any other cause, but at least these three should be in your mind. That is, suddenly patient develops severe dyspnea and other features of tension pneumothorax, and patient is on, what is this? Positive pressure ventilation, or you were doing CPR and still patient is not getting better, right? Or there has been history of trauma, and after that trauma may be non-iatrogenic or iatrogenic. So, and after that patient develop the classical features of tension pneumothorax, immediate intervention, right? It's medical emergency. Now what are the clinical features? Listen, this patient is undergoing a major problem, right? Breathing is difficult, severe problem in breathing. With that, in severe cases, there is also cardiovascular system is collapsing. Is that right? So when you look at the patient, patient looks very distressed, anxious, in very advanced cases, maybe even cyanotic. And sympathetic overflow, diaphoresis, sweating. You see a patient which is having tachypnea, rather I must use the word patient under respiratory distress, because you will find that patient is fighting for the breathing with the help of accessory muscles of respiration. Patient is activating all his accessory muscles of respiration, right? So patient is under, when you look at the patient, patient looks under respiratory distress, anxious, initially pale due to sympathetic overflow, and then in advanced cases eventually cyanotic, severe hypoxemia, and with that sweating, diaphoresis, right? You immediately check the vitals, pulse. It will be weak or strong? Weak. It will be weak. Cardiac output is dropping, but rapid pulse, right? Weak, rapid, weak, thready, rapid and weak thready pulse. You check the blood pressure, it is progressively falling. Is that right? Then you look in the on the neck. Neck veins will be distended. Gorgeous? Engorgement. Oh my God. Sure. I thought he is saying neck veins will be gorgeous. No, 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 no. They will be engorged. Right? Don't see these things in this situation. Save the patient first. Okay? So again, patient under high stress, rather respiratory distress, pale, cyanotic, sweating, it means there is something seriously wrong, right? It may be some cardiorespiratory issue. Pulse is going up and blood pressure is going down. Is that right? Respiratory rate is high. We say tachypnea. But then we come to those, you have to examine the chest to make more clear diagnosis. Now what you will find on the chest? First of all, that side, for example, I'm the patient with tension pneumothorax, and let's suppose tension pneumothorax is on the right side of the cavity, right? Pleural cavity. Now what will happen? Not only lung will go in, even chest wall will bulge out. Is that right? So chest wall will bulge out and movement of the chest wall on the affected side will be less, reduced. So it means hemithorax will be bulging out and movement of the chest wall will be reduced on the affected side. If you palpate the trachea, what will happen to trachea? It may be deviated to other side. It may be deviated to the opposite side of the pneumothorax. And after that, if you do percussion, this area where there is a lot of air, this will be hyper-resonant. It will be hyper-resonant. Even this air trapping area may enlarge so much that area of cardiac dullness is pushed on the other side, and in right sided tension pneumothorax, even diaphragm and liver are pushed down. Right? But up to now, what were the most important sign here? Deviation of the trachea. Deviation of the trachea, shift, mediastinal shift, which can be, so patient dyspneic, under distress, right? Pulse going up but weak, blood pressure going down. Immediately check, first of all, what is this? Trachea, is it central or not? If it is deviated on the other side, immediately do what? Percussion. That side will be hyper-resonant. If it is hyper-resonant, what is the next step immediately? Put your stethoscope Absent breath sounds here. Absent breath sounds here. Now you are really making clinical diagnosis. That on one side of the chest wall is bulging, chest wall movement are less, trachea is shifted to the opposite side, chest wall is bulging, movement of chest wall on the affected side is less, trachea is deviated on the other side, neck veins are gorgeous again, engorged, because veins cannot drain into cable system, engorged. Is that right?
No bad sound.
Immediately you percuss, hyper-resonant note, right? You auscultate. On the affected side, absent breath sounds. Forget about everything. Immediately go for wide bore needle, right? Wide bore needle and second intercostal space, mid-clavicular line on the affected side. Push the needle in. If your diagnosis was right, clinical diagnosis was right, the moment you push the needle in, air will be come out hissing under pressure. Diagnosis is confirmed. Then what you do with the needle? Once you get the air out, you immediately not remove it. Not immediately remove it. Keep the needle there. Right? In most of the cases, until you are not sure of the underlying cause of what caused this medical emergency, you stick the needle there and don't remove it. Actually, what you have done, you have converted the tension pneumothorax into open pneumothorax. You have converted the tension pneumothorax into open pneumothorax. Then you can take a sigh of relief and your patient may be breathing also well. And then you arrange for thoracostomy tube, chest tube, right? You need to put a chest tube so that if air, even if again traps, there is a way to get it out. You put a chest tube and after that you remove the needle. After that you remove the needle. So it's very important that in case of tension pneumothorax, you should be under tension. You don't have time for investigations. First save the patient, then think of investigations and what really happened to the patient. Simple. Distressed patient, sweating, right? Tachycardia, tachypnea, hypotension, engorged veins, deviated trachea, affected side hyperresonant and absent breath sounds. Rush for wide bore needle and stick it into second intercostal space, mid-clavicular line on the affected side. So decompress. So lungs re-expand. Is that right? After that, of course, you can, if you want, you can do all the investigations you like. You can do the chest X-ray, you can do ultrasound, even for underlying causes, especially when there is a secondary cavitary lesion, you would love to do CT scan. Is that right? Further investigations in detail will depend on what is the underlying, what might be the underlying cause. Is that right?